Gojal, Gojal is a valley situated in the far north of Pakistan. It borders Pakistan and China at Khunjerab Pass and Shimsahal Valley and Afghanistan at Chupursan Valley. It is the largest tehsil of the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan. Gojal is a series of large and small valleys sharing borders with Hunza in the south, China in the northeast and Afghanistan in the northwest. Shishkhat is the first village of Gojal. Except for the Shimsahal, Muskar and Chupursan valleys, all the villages of Gojal can be seen from the Karakoram Highway (KKH), which crosses Gojal, entering China at the Khunjerab Pass. Gojal region has 20,000 Ismaili residents. The valleys and villages of Gojal were settled over time by people from surrounding regions. Kyrgyz nomads initially used the areas in Upper Gojal as winter pastures. Wakhis migrated from Wakhi to this region. The Shishkhat, Chupursan Valley, the Avgharch area of Gircha and Sost villages were settled in the Upper Gojal, while in the Lower Gojal Husseini is considered ancient settlement. When Hunza was under the central government of Gilgit, the Ishkuk settlement was wealthy and paid cattle and other dairy products to the Raja of Gilgit. As Hunza emerged as an independent state during the early 15th century, so it can be inferred that different valleys in Upper Gojal were inhabited by the Wakhi-speaking migrants prior to the emergence of the Hunza state. Later, the oral history holds, a catastrophic flood destroyed the Ishkuk settlement during the 18th century. Shishkat. Shishkat is also known as Nasirabad. Shishkat is the first village of Gojal Valley which borders Gojal with Hunza. Total population of the village is 2,160 individuals living within 220 households. This is dominantly a Burushaski speaking village, however people of Wakhi and Domaki ethnic group also inhabit the village. The village was settled down in 1903 during the reign of Mir Nazim Khan. Before this, the barren lands were used as grazing land of Gulmit village. Some Wakhi households from Gulmit also permanently settled down in Shishkat, while the Burushaski and Domaki people migrated from Central Hunza. The village also has historical significance because this was the battleground between Wakhi population above Gulmit and the state of Nagar and Hunza. Gulmit. Gulmit is the administrative headquarters of the Gojal tehsil. Gulmit is a centuries-old historic town, with mountains, peaks and glaciers. It is a tourist spot and has many hotels, shops and a museum. It is located 2,408 meters (7,900 feet) above the sea level. Gulmit consists of small hamlets called Kamaris, Odva, Dalgiram, Laksh, Kala, Shawaran, Kor Laksh, Chamingal and Goz. Gulmit is home to around 4,000 people, all of them Wakhi speakers and followers of the Ismaili school of thought of Shia Islam. A view of Gulmit during autumn season before 1974, when Hunza was a state. Gulmit used to be the summer capital of the state. After the abolition of the state, it became the tehsil's seat of government. The oldest intact house in Gulmit is more than 6 centuries old. There are 6 Jamaat Khana or religious community centers in Gulmit. One notices their presence in every ward of the village. The old summer palace of Mir of Hunza stands at the northern edge of Gulmit's historic polo ground. Old mosques, now used as libraries, also adorn the beautiful physique of Gulmit Valley. Among new buildings constructed by the government in Gulmit are tehsil headquarters, federal government's Boys High School, Civil Hospital, Diamond Jubilee Girls Middle School and Government Girls Higher Secondary School. Al-Aman Model School, a community-based organization, has a beautiful building standing next to the health center of Aga Khan Health Services. Settlement of Passu. Passu is located with 125 kilometers from Gilgit on the KKH near the border of China and is surrounded by the mountains of the Karakoram range. Its neighborhood also includes 2 large glaciers, Batura and Passu Glacier. It is one of the most dangerous places to live in due to the continuous threat of floods and has been flooded 4 times in the past. Passu is also one of the most ancient villages in the area. According to archaeologists, the first human settlement in the area dates back to 3000 BC or 5000 BC. There are many ancient rock carvings of ibex and zebra on several rocks, showing that ibexes have been around in the valley for many millennia, but the area no longer houses zebras. The only other wildlife here are snow leopards and yaks. In the second settlement era, Chinese Buddhists lived here. The Buddhists of Gandhara, Swat, Gilgit, and Passu traveled from via this valley to go to China. Records of this settlement and subsequent migration are found in Karga Gilgit and Karamabad Passu. The third settlement in the history of this valley is the Islamic era. Islam came to this area in the 9th century when Arab soldiers and traders ventured to these parts of the world. Quranic verses were etched in the mountains around the valley during this era. The 4th era was also Islamic, which was settled here in the 18th century. This time, the area boasted a vibrant populace of 315 families. However, this village was destroyed by natural disaster with a landslide and the nearby river was blocked. Only a few families remained safe by the landslide. This village was destroyed once again in 1964 when the population was forced into migration by the flooding of the Shimshal River and erosion around the river bank. This time around too, the village had some 300 houses. The majority of Passu's native population recognizes its ancestor as a man named Kuli, who had come from Wakhan in the 15th century. In his memory, the people of Passu are also known as Kuli Kuts or Kuta. The Kuli Kuts tribe has also inhabited Khizerabad, Murtazaabad and many other villages of Central Hunza. The Kuli Kuts in Central Hunza later adopted the Burushaski way of life and now speak the Burushaski language. Most of the families migrated to Chupursan and Khyber. Among the current inhabitants of Passu are 7 families, the Alvi, Mugani, Dinali, Saki, Kuba, and Hadab. The latest figures put the population of Passu around 1,000. Gulkan Gojal. Gulkan village is located in Gojal. It is reached by following the Karakoram Highway (KKH), 140 kilometers north of Gilgit. This trip takes 3 to 4 hours by van. From a turn-off just beyond Gulmit, a winding jeep track leads upwards for 3 kilometers, until the ground flattens out and the first houses of the village come into view. Gulkan Glacier Gulkan occupies the site of an old glacier-fed lake, which has been silted up by continuous sedimentation. Many of the 140 traditional dwellings that constitute Gulkan village are arranged in a circular form, facing the one-time shores of the lake, creating a wonderfully communal atmosphere. The central area now supports several dwellings and fields, including a strip of land often used as a cricket pitch. There is no accurate historical record of the origin of the village, though it is estimated to be around 700 years old. According to local folklore, there were settlements here while the lake was still in existence, this area being used as pasture land in summer. The name is derived from 2 words of the local Wakhi dialect, gulk, meaning well, and kayan, meaning whose. Being an area of low rainfall, the most vital requirement is water for irrigation, livestock, drinking and domestic use. Khawaja Ahmed, an Ismaili Muslim who came here with the Mir of Hunza, asked him for land. After the Mir agreed, Khawaja Ahmed mobilized the people of the area to construct a water channel to irrigate the land. This made cultivation possible and the Ismaili settlement flourished. Now small-scale health and educational institutions, electricity and water sully facilities are available in the village. Through the involvement of capacity-building NGOs, there is also a handicraft production center and opportunities for other vocational training. The Jamaat Khana, the central religious institution for all Ismaili Muslims, holds a strong position in the community. Apart from its religious functions, it provides a central location for community meetings, festivals, celebrations, resolution of disputes and other community activity. In Upper Hunza, winters are long and can become bitterly cold. Snowfall brings with it the Siberian ibex, descending in search of grass under the snow cover. Summers are hot in the north, though more pleasant than the harsh temperatures in summer are around 30 degrees Celsius. In winter the temperature remains below freezing point, further dropping at night. Husseini village on Atabad Lake. Husseini village is one of the oldest settlements of Wakhi people in the Gojal Valley. Husseini is surrounded by the Husseini Glacier and the Khunjerab River, and the Karakoram Highway passes through the middle of the village. People, the residents of Husseini, are ethnically Wakhi and speak Zikwar or Wakhi language. Religion, the people of Husseini, like all other people in Gojal, are followers of the Ismaili school of thought in Islam. Tourist attractions: Husseini Suspension Bridge, Borath Lake, Zarabad and Sultan-e Shah Talib decades-old Shrine of Asant are famous tourist attractions of the Husseini village of Gojal Valley. Avgharch, one of the oldest stronghold of Wakhis against Kyrgyz and other invaders, is located in valley starting at Moorkhun. There are 2 forts, namely Past Kula and Watch Kula, and Ismaili mosque and watchtowers in Avgharch. These historic sites are still in use. Baba Sufi is considered one of the first to settle in Gojal along with his wife. He settled by the spring of Gircha but abandoned it from the fear of looters. His clan later kept using Gircha as a fertile land and took the crops back to Avgharch. The settler of Shimshal Mahmud Singh also went through Avgharch and Khunjerab Pass. Legends say his wife was also from Avgharch. Later Mir Silam Khan of Hunza convinced people to settle Gircha and use Avgharch for one season. During the invasion of the British, the people from all Lower Gojal and Hunza took shelter in Avgharch. Later British came to Avgharch and asked people to go back to their home with assured safety. Avgharch is a tourist attraction with 1.5-hour hike from KKH. She offers beautiful pastures and hamlets, glaciers and peaks, Yosanband, old graves of Kyrgyz, oldest juniper tree of Hunza, the Balta Yars, Boiba Valley, Priya and famous Khunjerab Pass. Gircha, a spring village by the KKH, is one of the first settled land in Gojal. Settled by Wakhi legend Bobo-e Sufi, his generation used this land to grow crops for long. Then a fort was built in Gircha which became the center of political activities for Mirs, Sarai for travelers, explorers and Ismaili missionaries. Gircha has a geographical significance as there are proofs that provide unique litho and biophyses, which has led to the term, too. Gircha has been flooded multiple times, woods etc. can be seen in the sediments made visible by recent erosion. Flood from Dalboy stopped the Khunjerab river which eroded the old village and fort. People relocated the fort but the erosion continued and people had settled new villages nearby, namely, Sost, Nazimabad, Moorkhun, Jamalabad and Garlipan. Residents include Bobo Sufi clan, further divided into Rumi Kuta, Posh Kuta and Arbob Kuta. Some Wakhi later inhabited the place and are called Kik Kuta. In era of Mir Nazim Burushaski families were also settled. Gircha remains a center of interest for visitors around the world. There are various springs which run the village's activities, fossils, corals, seashells, the oldest mosque and school of the region, historic houses, and traditions. The village is self-sufficient due to its own electric powerhouse, vocational center. The first and only veterinary and trout fish farm are also found in here. Sost. Sost is the last border town of Pakistan which leads KKH to China through Khunjerab. Sost is the center of activities in Upper Gojal with office of assistant magistrate, an established bazaar, dry port, customs and other official setups. Sost is also an old village, with a diverse population. An old house related to Bobo-e Sufi is visitable. A shrine of Saint Baba Sheikh Ferid, brother of Shah Shams and Shah Talib, is a place of interest for visitor. In 1985 a long tunnel was dug by locals with supervision of AKRSP to irrigate the pasture of Sost, which was named Husainabad. Villages of Gojal. The main villages of this district include Shishkhat, Gulmit, Gulkan, Hussaini, older names Sisoni, Guzani, Borath, Passu, Shimshal, Khyber, Garlipan, Moorkhun, Jamalabad, Gircha, Sost, Khudabad, Muskar, Yatsarech, Ramanj, Kerman, Kil, Rasht, Shersabs, Ispenj, Shipmerj and Zudhun. Thanks for watching. Please like, comments and share this video. And don't forget to like Shireen Gojal page.